Hello, hello.
Hi, everybody.
Here we are.
Nice to see you again.
What a week. Am I right?
Yeah, I feel like it's been a bit of a week for sure.
It was Canadian Thanksgiving here last weekend, and we had a long weekend, so no school on Monday, no school tomorrow for some reason here for us.
Yeah.
So a 3-day week, and it's just kind of kicked my butt.
Yeah, but as vocal proponents of the 4-day work week, we kind of have to support it, even if it's hard on us or not.
Yes, I guess. It got cold here this week.
We don't get a 4-day work week.
No, it's just I wish we did.
Yeah. Theoretically, we always want the kids home too, right? Until you get too much of a good thing, and then you're like,
Do you know what? It's not that I love having them home. I love having days off, but we can't work the same when they're home, and then I just feel like we get nothing done. We're just always behind. It's just a weird feeling. But at any rate, so I feel like I don't have that much to talk about this week because it was sort of an unusual week with the holiday and this and that. But actually, now I'm looking at my stack of stuff to talk about, and it's not nothing. It's not nothing.
I think a short, sweet podcast is better than nothing, than leaving people hanging.
Yeah. Short and sweet. Okay, let's do it.
All right.
What are you wearing today?
I am wearing my Iggy Pack, which I haven't had on in a little while, but we're officially in sweater weather here. Pool's closed.
Yeah, it's fall.
It's fall, leaves are on the ground, and we started going for walks in the Arboretum again, which is lovely with the kids. So
mushroom hunting.
When you're
mushroom scouting, we don't pick mushrooms. We're not.
When you're as sweater privileged as someone like me is, when you live in a house with someone like Tanis, you gotta take advantage and get all you can out of this season.
Out of your sweater season is long.
We're
lucky.
7 months of sweater weather.
Like at least, and we spend our summers somewhere where it's sweater weather every night.
Sweater life.
Yeah, we have a good sweater life, and we spend our summers in Nova Scotia, and it cools it down in the evenings there enough that if you're outdoors in the evening, totally legit to wear a sweater.
You maybe, I don't really get out of a bathing suit for the whole month or two.
Right. Well, I'm not wearing anything hand knit today, but I am wearing.
You are wearing a color that Bear is talking about, right?
A significant color, yes.
It's this is like Tanis's color of late 2023.
Yes.
And I think going into 24 too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And my whole life.
That's true too, yeah.
So this color that I'm wearing, call it Eve Klein blue. It's it's that
electric blue. Some would call it
cobalt. I call it brilliant blue.
We have so many words. Our language has so many words for blue.
Yes, and it is so actually. Well, you're not holding it. You were drinking your coffee today out of a cup that is this color.
Yeah. That
my mom saw it this summer at a thrift shop and was like, Tanis needs that coffee cup because it's a tea set actually. At any rate.
She's an immediate go-to for anything blue. Yeah. And collectible.
And these earrings, I don't know if you can see, but you see how they're gold and then the inside is this color blue?
The details aren't lost on me. Your eyeshadow as well.
I don't know if you can see from there, but the shadow, yeah, it's cool. Just to say this is, I just feel like I need to make it so clear that I'm not jumping on a trend. This is a deep part of my soul, but I am happy to see that this blue is available in the world at the moment, that it's a popular color because actually it's right here. I tasked Chris with dyeing a color blue to match this turtleneck. I was like, we need this. Yeah, look at that. It's where did it go?
I didn't even have that turtleneck as reference.
She
was probably wearing it.
Yeah. And he did. And so I'm absolutely crazy about this, just brilliant blue. We called it brilliant. This brilliant blue colorway. He did this last month. It's been in the shop for a while. It's in the shop on worsted, fingering, DK, mohair. I love it. Do you want to hold it?
Sure.
It doesn't really need to be held nonstop. And then I knit myself a sweater. I showed this sweater as a work in progress a couple of times, and now it's finished. And I'm absolutely thrilled with it. I love everything about it. And but I'm not wearing it today because I'm superstitious about wearing my knits before I'm done writing the pattern and taking the pattern shots.
Yeah.
So I'm not wearing it, but I will wear it when the pattern is ready and I'm want to tell you about it.
Yeah. I think you shared a couple photos of it on and stuff, right?
I did. I shared a...
I can say from an in-person perspective, it's so nice. It's got like a really current, modern, like boxier feel to it, and the hemline longer in the back and shorter in the front.
It's really
so nice.
cool. It's hard to see that. Yeah, the high-low hemline. I talked about this. I'm not really a big Instagram reel person. I'm not gonna get into it. But I did a story, an Instagram story, and where I tried this on for the first time after blocking and talked a little bit about the high-low hem, and then I made that story into a reel.
Yeah.
I don't know really how to do that much. At any rate, and so you can find it if you go on my Instagram reels, find this where I talk about it. But basically it's super cool because it's just that since the cables they eat up more fabric and they don't stretch as much as stockinette stitch. So since there's only a cable on the front and not on the back, the front just ends up shorter.
Good news for potential pattern knitters that didn't want to deal with short rows.
Yeah,
there are none.
Yeah.
You just get that look.
Well, there are some in the shoulders.
Don't
promise no short rows. But so I'm really pumped. And this should be like 95% of the writing of this pattern is going to be super smooth and really easy. And then getting the neck. Do you know what my problem is with the neck? What's going to be hard?
No.
No?
No.
I already told you. So I was setting you up to contribute to this episode. No.
Not a clue.
It's the cables.
Oh man, I did know that.
Yeah, it's that it really bothers me in a pattern that has cables on it when you get to the neck or when you get to some shaping where you work the shaping into the cables but without considering the cables, where the cables just kind of disappear or like not organically disintegrate.
I know I knew that because I told you when I saw it laid out that the cables were super impressive the way they faded into
I intentionally, as I was designing my size, the one that I'm wearing, I just made sure that I could do it that way.
Yeah.
But for every, just to make sure that it works as elegantly across every size, I have some, so not every size needs to have a dramatically different size neck.
Yeah.
Because
it's not proportionate to the whole size of the sweater.
Yeah, the neckline there is a difference between a size. Well, there's a difference between a tiny neck and a larger neck. So, but it's not the same as like the difference between busts and stuff. So I'm not playing with that many stitches. I think I have some ideas, but that's what I'm mulling over at the moment. But I'm really, I'm excited to write this and take these pictures so that I can wear this sweater. And I even ordered my eyeshadow to match the sweater. I thought it was going to take longer to get here, so I wasn't like rushing, but now the eyeshadow has arrived, and so it's time.
It's a gorgeous sweater, and it's like perfect for right now.
I need to be wearing it. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Message received. Do you want to show what's going to be in the shop tomorrow? We spoke about that on last week's show that we were... Nope, it's not what you think. Are you going to talk about one-of-a-kinds?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, there will be no extra one-of-a-kinds in the shop this week because that was super fun. Really successful. The one-of-a-kind shop sold out. Everything went really well, but it was so much work to create all the listings.
I didn't realize that was all Yak looking at it.
So we do have more one-of-a-kinds coming up. It just won't be this week, this short work week. I just didn't have time to take all the photos, edit all the photos, create all the listings. Plus, I want to leave the listings up for all the orders that I mailed this week, so that when they arrive at their homes, they can they can reference the listing. I'm not sure. Right. I'm not sure what I was thinking.
This is relevant, though. The reason I thought this was all one-of-a-kinds is because Yak Silk as a base comes in and has a much darker color than, like, say this, than an undyed yarn.
Right. It's more like this. It's yak. This is a yak colorway.
Right. So, which we dyed this yarn to look like that, but this is what it comes like. It was just a beautiful tone, so we decided to do a colorway that was the same. But you get a layered look. You get more depth than a lot of standard bases would give you.
Yeah, and so when we did our yak sock update, We added it to the website 2 weeks ago, and there were a few colorways that sold out really quickly and that were really successful on this base. So I really like the solids on this base as well because they have like a natural heathered look. But then this is a colorway called Lucky Penny that just, it's really moody. It's really beautiful on this. The colorways that were really successful the first week were Iris, and Autumn Sunset, and Tartan.
Yeah.
Which are all kind of this vibe.
They're all in the same range.
So they're all going to be restocked tomorrow, and then we've added a bunch more of this vibe. This is Aurora. These are not new colorways. These are ones that we've done, across bases for years, and they just look really good on this base, and I'm not over it. And then here's just a couple new ones where I was like, Chris, run with that feeling. This is one, it's a very Iris Tartan adjacent. I called it courting?
I don't know what you call it.
No, I named it something just right now. Courting, like...
Courtchester?
Well, you know what? I think that's... Do you know what I was going to call it? At court.
Okay.
Like at the king's court. But it sounds like you're on trial, like you're at court.
You could have gone with courtesian.
These days. So I called it courting. Because that's funny. Do you look at it and think just court?
I don't think jester.
I feel like that's what I would have had. See, these names are... I hate coming up with names because we do
tough.
so many colors. And I'm always trying to think of something that sort of makes sense.
Well, courting is like when you're trying to impress a potential mate,
Yes, like a peacock vibe.
like a peacock.
Yes,
yeah.
So that's what I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah, very pretty.
Yeah.
Some little speckles.
Because you know what the other thing is, when colorways, when I don't know for sure if they're going to make it, like if they're going to be reproduced, I don't want to give them too good of a colorway name. Because I
gotta save the real bangers
I had one I wanted to call it Dreamscape.
Okay.
But I was like, that's a really good name.
Yeah.
And it also feels like it needs to be more ethereal, like something lighter. Anyway. This one I called Deluxe, which I'm now thinking sounds
I feel like we've done 7 deluxes in the last 12 years.
Do you know what it's because this is like the Luxe Yak sock.
Sure.
And it's like a speckled version of our Delight colorway.
All right.
Deluxe.
Yeah.
Okay. Deluxe. It's really, this is the type of thing that's right up my alley. And then look at this light. I got a ring light. I feel like
it's really Hollywood in here right now.
But look at how nice the yarn looks when I hold it up. I feel like that's working.
All right.
This one I called Scattered.
Okay. I was feeling quite collected when I made it. I don't know if it reflects the dyer's mental state.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
It's very pretty. It's reminiscent of Smitten.
It's exactly the same as this, but I put them into different things.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Chris. Very cool. So we're going to have all this gorgeous Yak sock in the shop tomorrow. That's this week's.
Such a nice yarn to work with. It's got a beautiful like springiness to it. And,
I have had like a piece of I want to say cat fur, but we don't have a cat on my face.
It's your own hair probably. Or an eyelash.
Probably. Speaking of hair, do you want to know something? I'm going to tell you this live on the air.
Breaking news?
Do you know I've always wanted to shave my head?
Oh, really?
And I today.
I have never not held back from shaving my head if I felt like doing it.
Yeah, well, I think I might. I should just shave my head. What do you think?
Is your hair bothering you?
Not particularly.
You're not even in the top 3 of heads I would shave in this house. Yeah. I support you, but I don't want to see it, really.
So remember, I once, years ago, when I was probably like 22, we were living on Monkland, and I...
did a little blonde pixie cut?
So I tried to bleach my own hair. Like you were rocking a bleach hair this summer.
Yeah, but I'm good at it.
Yeah, I was not. You didn't help me. I didn't know you knew how to do it. And I tried to bleach...
I started at 12. I know how to do it.
Yeah. I tried to bleach my own hair at home, and it was just like bright yellow, right? Like banana yellow. I called in sick to work. Like I could not go to work. And then I went back and I dyed it, like this is all at home myself. I tried to dye it back to my normal color, back to brown, and it came out like really bright copper and it felt so gross. I was like, I don't know what I can do with this. So I went to the hairdresser and got a pixie cut.
Right.
Cut all my hair off. I was like, I've done it. There's nothing I can do.
It was so cute.
It was
looked like
cute.
Tinkerbell.
Yeah, it was cute. And
Tannis can wear any hat and almost any haircut. Shaved head?
Almost. Well, so this is the thing. If I'm going to get a pixie cut, might as well shave your head and then you'll have a pixie cut within a month.
I guess.
But it'll just be all going straight.
Yeah.
Well, shave it and
That's
then
not
I wouldn't
flawless
shave
logic.
it like I wouldn't shave it with like a
Wouldn't bake it,
bic.
yeah.
No, I would. I mean, I don't know what. Maybe I would just go with pixie cut instead of shave. I just I always wanted to shave my head, like
Yeah.
as like a fun thing to do. And if not now, then when?
Right.
I probably won't do it, guys. But I think the kids would be too upset. Remember, I got highlights.
Oh, my mom changed her hair color when I was Micah's age, and I could still talk about it. Now is an upsetting event.
It still comes
Yeah.
up. I wouldn't do it without warning people. I wouldn't surprise them. I got highlights in the spring, and my eldest loved it. He is like my biggest hype man. He's always so supportive of
Yeah.
everything. My middle son just pointed at me and said, "Shame." Like he's
That's
in like
kind of, that's
Game
not
of Thrones.
reflective of the look, really.
he was just like, "I disapprove of this change." And then my daughter came in and asked if I was wearing a wig.
Oh, wow, I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, she was like, "Is that a wig?" And then I said, "No, I dyed my hair." And she was like, "Can I dye my hair?"
Oh,
and I
yeah.
said, no.
Yeah, you can't sneak anything by her if you have new nail polish or lip gloss.
Yeah, I was wearing this blue eyeshadow, but more dramatic yesterday in the car on the pickup to school as she came out of school because it was drizzling and I waited in the car. So she's approaching the car and then I made eye contact with her like from a distance.
Yeah.
And then she saw
I'm
me.
at the other end of this distance. She's not sitting in the car waiting for a kindergartner to run to
No,
her.
like she came to Chris and then Chris said, "Mom's in the car, go to her." So anyways, but then she locked eyes with me and then she went like, and then she ran to the car and she's like, "Is that a new eyeshadow?"
Oh, yeah, she's unreal.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have to bargain with her not to wear makeup to school.
She's 5. No, she does not wear makeup to school.
Yeah, I know, but
She
it's
does
like an
not.
issue every day.
No, it's not. No, it's not. She knows what's appropriate. Okay, so look, we dyed this beautiful yak sock, and I have a new eyeshadow, and I might shave my head. That's what's up. That's the kind of week it's been.
I guess, yeah.
That's how I feel. I'm not
Yeah.
even having problems with my hair.
No.
And I was just in the shower thinking
Yeah.
I should probably just shave my head.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be instantly regrettable for you.
So this is what's next. This is it. Monday the kids were off from school and we thought, wouldn't it be fun? I have a box of Superwash Merino Roving that moved with us in 2023. We moved this box of 2020, sorry, 3 years ago. We moved this box of roving. And I don't know what, I wanted to dye it.
And I was thinking what would
Is
be
it okay?
the most fun activity I could do on my day off, and that was to set up the dye studio and dye.
So we did. We dye each
Do
child.
you know what? It was super fun, and the kids love it. They love it.
They love
Yeah.
dyeing.
We even we put them in gloves and aprons. We let them pick their colors, and I help them apply it, and that's like they're good to go. And they just wait for the results.
It
I mean,
kind
it's
of
the
shows
same.
how like borderline foolproof it is.
Yeah, and it's also kind of the same thing as baking.
Yes.
But the results are far less disgusting than letting your child bake whatever they want without a recipe.
Right. So this is so obviously this one is our 5-year-old daughter chose all these colors to go on her roving.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this ring light is going to work. It's
And you know, the braid's not always an indicator of what you get when it is
I'm
spun
really
out,
looking forward
right?
to spinning them because
I've always personally felt like roving looked super high contrast, and then the results you get are often great.
So this is my middle son. Favorite colors, green and orange, brown. Like he's really earthy. My least favorite color combo on
She was
Earth.
visibly uncomfortable when he was picking colors.
He's like, how about that green? How about that orange? It's like, ah.
She's trying to signal me over his shoulder.
But do you know what? I'm so excited to spin this one.
It looks great.
Because also the thing with roving is that it always makes gorgeous yarn.
Yeah.
Like I once spun one, you dyed one years ago that was just green and orange. And I was like, to prove a point, I spun it. Like to prove a point to Chris, like, ugh, Chris, you did such a bad job. And then it turned out stunning. And I ate my hat.
Oh, one of us was so surprised.
And then this is the one that my eldest dyed because he loves me.
Yep.
And
He's a pleaser. He is also very observant.
He knew.
He knows the colors
He
you like.
knew what I would like. Anyways, So they're all going to be beautiful. I can't wait. Because you know what? So this one looks like, you know, a lot. It looks like a lot. But they always come out, the way that I spin, I always feel like I need to say, like, I'm not an expert. Experts, I'm sure, could do something. They would know exactly what they wanted to do and make that happen. I just take what I get. Like, it just comes the way it comes. But it always ends up lighter. Like, it always ends up going a bit more pastel-y when I spin, because the color doesn't stay in the intensity just because of the style I spin.
There's lighter tones on the inside of the fleece too, right? From
of
the roving.
You know what? Are you roving? We're pretty good. Like, it saturates all
the way
through.
That is right through. Yeah.
We are very careful not to leave it, because sometimes you get roving and it's like the outside of the braid.
Yeah.
Well, it's not dyed in a braid, but at any rate, you'll have like the outside is dyed, and then when the inside is white because the dye hasn't penetrated. That's not
that was
in this,
not the case.
not at this
the kids
studio.
Were heavy-handed.
So at any rate, beautiful roving that I'm really excited to spin, but I had to make it really clear to the kids also that it's like, this is like a year-long project for me.
Yeah, she tempered their expectations.
I was like, guys.
Micah was like, maybe I can knit a scarf with it next week. Tannis was like, maybe a year from next week.
Yeah, because I think that they were all excited to dye their roving, and then I would spin yarn, and then I would knit them something with the thing that I spun, and I was like, great, Christmas 2024.
It is crafty around here.
It is so crafty. But look how lovely. We're talking about it. We're considering bringing roving back to the shop. We're experimenting with a few more methods of dyeing to make sure. Well, we aren't currently, but we will. I haven't told you. We are.
I feel like I learned enough just doing those three that we came up with a.
We dyed them in two different ways to set the dye. Yeah, because part of the reason why we stopped dyeing roving is that the way that I initially dyed it, the way we used to do it, it required saran wrap.
Yeah.
Which I didn't like. Using so much. Wasting
and like a raised basket steaming system.
And a steaming system, yeah. And it was just so, I mean, it still is. It's much more labor intensive than dyeing yarn.
Yeah.
But it's just different, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So we may, if people are interested in roving, let me know. Okay, last thing I want to talk about today. I would be spinning that yarn, that if I didn't have something else to work on. And the thing that I'm working on is this.
Pretty cute.
How cute.
Oh, you can see it perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. So it's not blocked, okay? This is still very much in work in progress stage. The top is nice and flat and looking good because I steamed it when it was still on the needles. But it's, I've since knit the bottom, and that's why you're like, what a weird shape for a sweater, but it's just because it's not blocked. But look at that. So this, I believe, the draft pattern, she has it called just the Snowflake. So I think
Who is she?
She, Heidi Kiermaier, the brilliant Canadian knitwear designer, who I absolutely adore. I've knit a bunch. Remember that love scarf that I've made?
I do, yeah.
I love that scarf. Heidi Kiermaier designed that. My Nanook cardigan, which you may not remember, but I knit that over a decade ago.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, do you know what the Nanook cardigan is?
No, I'm still thinking about the love scarf.
Okay.
I remember we did a photo shoot in the snow with those.
Yeah.
Right?
When I was super pregnant.
Yeah, but like glowingly beautiful.
Oh, you're sweet.
Thanks.
All I remember is I had a dislocated pelvis during my third pregnancy. Do you remember me almost falling in the snow and stuff?
Yeah.
It was so painful.
Probably running to check the camera or something.
Anyway, so she posted on Instagram last week or the week before the adult version of this. And I left a comment saying how stunning I thought it was. I just think it's such a beautiful, she's so...
understatedly elegant.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
And because it's a snowflake sweater, right? Like it's undeniably kind of holiday, wintry. It could be... I'm not really themey.
Tannis occupies a really funny space where she absolutely loves Christmas, but she needs it to be a little bit stylized.
Yeah.
Like, it's not let the kids go crazy on the Christmas tree. They do decorate it, but they're picking from a very careful selection of colors and ornaments.
Mm-hmm. And it's not red and green.
No, it's not red and green.
But
it's not green and orange either, which Micah would have.
It's not. There's not a lot of orange on our Christmas tree. At any rate, I just really thought that it was beautiful, and I thought it was so beautiful that I volunteered to knit a sample of a child size because I have children.
Yeah.
That I can photograph a beautiful sweater sample on. So I'm knitting like the wind. Do you know how many days I've been working on this sweater?
Oh man, 2.
2.
Yeah.
Obsessed. Seeing the way that the baubles, that the shape comes out, the shape of the snowflake appears. It's like doing color work. It's like, it's so satisfying.
It's really funny because it's, I've done some color work and stuff that it's a similar thing. You have to be really measured about where you put your design, but it's like every time you hold it up, you can see it perfectly.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah. And it has none of the gaudiness of, a reindeer sweater that you would get at a store.
No, not
I gotta be careful. There's probably some people watching in reindeer sweaters.
Wearing their reindeer sweaters, wearing their green and orange reindeers. We're just alienating our entire...
on the podcast.
No.
Unsubscribe.
So this is our Pure Wash DK in the Divan. How do you say that colorway name?
Divan.
Divan.
Yeah.
Divan colorway. D-I-V-A-N. Divan. Divan. But Divan is...
If I could grab a pillow, I would. It's the exact same color as our sofa.
It's right
which
here.
isn't divan like a word for sofa?
Yeah, it is. That's why we called it that. I mean...
Not to toot my own horn.
No, well, our color is a bit brighter. This is a pretty beigey pink.
Yeah.
This is a more, like, committed pink. But it's definitely in the vibe. Plus, I think it's washing it out, this compared to this.
I don't know. I think if Willow was wearing this sweater, well, when she's wearing this sitting on the sofa, she'd be hard to spot.
She's going to be camouflaged.
Yeah.
Anyways, love it, love it, love it. So that's the name of this color. And I really like this pink. I find it to be, like, very, very pink, but very wearable. Like, not...
Do you know what it is?
Too much. Just the right.
The base of it is beigey, and then it's got a bright pink layer over it, so you get
Look at that. Look,
grounded
it's fluttering.
feel to
Look at
it.
that. It's a snowflake fluttering during like a sunset.
That's enough.
So I'm excited about that. I think it's so
Very
cute. So
cute.
I'm gonna finish this. I just got a couple sleeves to knit it as fast as I can, take some pictures of it on Willow and send it off to Heidi. And then the pattern isn't available yet, but it will be this winter.
Cool.
And you should knit it because it's so cute. And then
Let's put pressure on her. It'll be ready in time for Christmas.
I'm sure it'll be ready for winter. I'm sure she's, she knows what she's doing. She's a professional.
Put it out there.
Anyway, so that's what's up. That's what we've been doing. I said not much, but I finished a sweater. I've knit most of a little sweater. You dyed some yarn for an update. We dyed some roving. We have some plans for spinning.
The takeaway here is...
Did I already tell you that the inside of my earring is blue, like my sweater, and my eyeliner?
I noticed that detail. I don't know if you mentioned it on the podcast.
I might shave my head. Yeah, we've covered all
that
the bases.
You've mentioned, yeah.
I'm not gonna. I don't think anybody needs to be too worried about me shaving.
So our takeaway here, you felt like it was a quiet week and not the easiest week. Good times or bad, Tannis will be knitting. Right?
Fact.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, guys.
We gotta go get the kids soon. Thank you very much for watching.
And have a great weekend.
Take care.